The stock market trades from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Now that does not include Saturdays or Sundays or holidays. We're going to tell you what those days are, and we'll warn you in email coming up what the trading hours are if they differ before the holidays, because some days before holidays they'll get out early and it's only half a day of trading. But just be aware of that they do not trade during holidays and they don't trade on the weekends. Now, we're going to have traders from all over the world. If you don't know what hours are for you versus Eastern time in New York City in the United States, all you got to do is Google it. Just type in Google in the search bar, what time is it in New York City right now? Then you can compare that to wherever you are in the world. Okay, that's how you find that out. Now, it turns out that the time of day that you trade matters a lot. So the market opens at 9:30 a.m. and it is very volatile. Prices can be really out of line and move very fast. And so it's not a good time for a beginning trader to trade. Do not trade for at least the first 10 minutes. That's a rule. Okay. Once you learn what you're doing, then you can if you want to. But for the first while, until you're profitable, don't do that. You're inviting trouble if you do that. Okay. Now, about 9:40 to 11:30 a.m., more or less, is the morning session. It's when active trading happens and trends start to develop and occur. Then that's the right time to trade. And also, lunch is taken around 11:30 to 1. Sometimes, lunch is busy and sometimes it's slow. I've been in trading when, it's been very busy all day, and I've been in trading when it just got slow all of a sudden. You can tell when volume drops off because suddenly trades are not occurring and the stock is just sitting there. It's pretty obvious when you're paying attention. If the stock market starts to slow down or whatever stock you're trading is slowing, that's a good time not to trade. That's a great time to just go have lunch. Go get away, leave your keyboard, and go eat. Take a break, whatever you got to do. Take a nap. I don't care. Okay, now, the afternoon session starts around 1 o'clock, depending on just how busy stocks are. And then the close would be about the last 10 or 15 minutes of trading. Okay, so at the open, like I said, prices are very volatile. You got wide spreads, and you've got what's called a head fake. A head fake is like what I used to do in football when I played in high school. What you do is you take a step in one direction, and your head goes that way as well, and then you go in a different direction. So that's, faking people out. It's deception. There's a lot of deception that goes on at the open. So it's hard to tell what direction the stock is going to go from there on. And so that's why we don't trade it. Now, between 9:40 and 10 a.m., there's very typically a reversal that happens in the first half hour to 45 minutes of trading. Okay, sometimes the trend of the day, if it's up, might continue up later on after a pullback. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get around 10 o'clock is the high or the low of the day. Sometimes the market will go down the first, half hour and then go up the rest of the day. So just be aware of that. A lot of reversals happen right around 10 o'clock, a half hour after the market opens. Now I did something I wanted to show you. This is the spiders that you can trade that represents the S&P 500 index. Excuse me. Now I wanted to show you this, to show you reversals. The market started going up on Monday, April 24th, this past week. And for the morning, guess exactly what time the high of the day was for that morning. It was at 10 o'clock. Then the market went down and bottomed out right at noon. Then it went up for the rest of the day. And the actual high of the day came around 3:10. So just in this past week of trading, we've got one reversal at 10 o'clock. Let's look at Tuesday. Got a strong move up, and 10:05 a.m. is the short-term high. Then we go down and sideways. We hit a midday low right around, what time is that? About 12:30, 12:40. And then the market continues to go up after that, and we hit the high of the day at 3:15 p.m. Okay, this is something to note. Okay, Wednesday, what happened? Market goes up, tops out later than normal. There it's at 11:30 a.m., 11:25 a.m. Then we've got a quick pullback. Goes up to resistance at the similar price at 140 and goes down again. And then the market low of the day is 10 minutes before the close. Okay, so the reversal came quite a bit late on Wednesday at 11:30, more or less. Right here, we've got a reversal from the earliest high of the day at 10:10 a.m. And then the low of the day came at 11:45 a.m. Okay. Now this one, we get a little bounce at 10:20, a little bounce. It goes up to 10:50 and then starts down again. Okay, so that wasn't, much of a bounce or a reversal there, but there was a continuation play, right, starting about 11. And the bottoming bounce came at 10:20. Okay, so you can see there's often a short-term reversal move around 10 to 10:20. Okay, and it often comes sometime throughout the day. So just be aware of that. So 10 o'clock is one of the key times where the reversal happens. It happens because all the trading in one direction is done for the day. I'm a big portfolio manager over a $3 billion hedge fund. I tell my traders to buy as much stock as you can, get it all done as quickly as you can, and then they're all done with their purchases within the first half hour of trading, or most of it, and then they go to lunch and try to let prices come back down, and then they buy a little bit more to finish their trades by the end of the day. That's kind of what's happening. And so just look for those reversals around 10 o'clock. They don't always come, as you can see here, but they do come often. Now, like I said, if trading does slow down at lunchtime, don't trade, because the trends stop, trading gets choppy. It's not a good time to trade. But if trading is busy and it continues, go ahead and trade it. Also, if you are in a trade and you're heading into lunch, be aware of it. It might be a good time to get out. Now, the afternoon session starts more or less at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's an old saying that amateurs open the market, but professionals close it. And the reason for that is because opening prices can go very far, too far, up or down. And professionals look at that and will buy or sell in the afternoon based on what happened in the morning. So we have to be careful right at the open. That's part of what this saying is about, that amateurs start at the open of the market. So the trading through the afternoon session can go in a completely different direction than it did in the morning. So it's almost like starting a completely new day of trading. Just be aware of that. Now, we saw just in this past week that there were two trades that came at the high of the day, right around 3 o'clock or 3:15 p.m. Anytime after 3 o'clock you're in a trade, you should try to get out at the best price. And generally, I don't want to open new trades unless I want to scalp a little trade or something. After 3 o'clock, I don't usually open new trades. Stocks usually do not close at the highest or lowest price of the day at 4 o'clock. So it's better to get the best price you can anytime after 3 o'clock before the close happens. The software will automatically exit you out of all positions at 3:50 p.m., 10 minutes before the close. So you better be watching the clock. You better know the exact time of day. I have an atomic clock right here on my office desk. I know exactly what time it is within a half a second. So I keep a close eye on that, and you should too. You need to know when the market's closing and what's happening based on what I've taught you here today. Let's review. Do not trade the open. Wait until at least 9:40 a.m., at least 10 minutes after the open. Watch for the 10 o'clock reversal. Do not trade during lunch if trading slows. Look to exit trades anytime after 3 p.m. and watch the clock. All trades will be automatically exited by the software at 3:50 p.m. Go ahead and take the quiz now about trading hours. And when you're ready, move on to the next lesson.